Most people believe that drinking plain water before bed is one of the healthiest habits a person can have. It sounds completely logical. Water keeps you hydrated. Water is natural. Water has no calories, no sugar, and no side effects. So why would something as simple and clean as water ever be a problem? For most people, it is not a problem at all. But if you are over 60 years old and you keep waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning without any clear reason, the answer might actually be sitting right there on your nightstand. That small glass of plain water could be the very thing quietly disturbing your sleep every single night. This is not about stopping hydration. Staying hydrated is important, especially as you get older. But there is a very important difference between what you drink and when you drink it. After the age of 60, your body goes through changes that most people never get told about. Your hormones shift. Your bladder becomes more sensitive. Your nervous system does not recover as easily as it once did. And when you drink plain water late at night, without giving your body the specific nutrients it needs to stay asleep, you are setting yourself up for light, restless, interrupted nights. The good news is that there is a real solution, and it does not involve medication, supplements, or complicated routines. Before getting into the solution, it is important to understand why plain water creates this problem in the first place. When you are younger, your body produces something called antidiuretic hormone. This hormone tells your kidneys to slow down urine production at night. It is the reason children and young adults can sleep 8 hours straight without ever needing to use the bathroom. But after 60, your body produces far less of this hormone. That means your kidneys stay more active during the night. Drinking plain water adds more fluid to a system that is already working harder than it should be during sleep hours. The result is a full bladder waking you up before your sleep cycle is complete. There is another layer to this problem that goes even deeper. Sleep itself is controlled by specific hormones, and the most important one is melatonin. Melatonin is what tells your brain that it is time to rest. It slows your heart rate, lowers your body temperature, and pulls your mind into a calm, deep state. But melatonin production drops significantly after 60. Your brain simply does not make as much of it anymore. So when night comes, your body is already struggling to reach deep sleep on its own. Drinking plain water does nothing to help this process. It does not support melatonin. It does not relax your nervous system. It does not help you stay in the deeper stages of sleep. It simply passes through and wakes you up. There is also the question of what your muscles and nerves are doing while you sleep. Muscle cramps, restless legs, and that uncomfortable feeling of tension in your body are all extremely common after 60. These issues often come from deficiencies in specific minerals, particularly magnesium. Magnesium is what keeps your muscles from contracting involuntarily. It is what allows your nervous system to calm down and enter a restful state. Without enough magnesium in your system at night, your body stays in a low level of tension even while you sleep. Plain water contains no magnesium. It cannot help with this problem at all. So even if you sleep through the night without waking to use the bathroom, the quality of your sleep may still be poor because your body lacks what it needs to fully relax. Sleep researchers have identified 3 specific nutrients that the body needs during nighttime hours to sleep deeply and recover properly. The first is magnesium, which relaxes both muscles and the nervous system. The second is glycine, an amino acid that lowers body temperature and promotes deep, uninterrupted sleep. The third is tryptophan, which the body converts into serotonin and then into melatonin. When these 3 nutrients are present in your system before sleep, your body has everything it needs to move through the full sleep cycle, stay asleep, and wake up feeling genuinely restored. Plain water provides none of these 3 things. But certain drinks that most people already know about can provide all of them, and they are far simpler than you might expect. The approach here is not about stopping your nighttime drink. That would be the wrong move entirely. Dehydration at night has its own serious consequences, especially for older adults. Dehydration can cause headaches, muscle cramps, dizziness in the morning, and even increased risk of blood clots during sleep. You still need fluid before bed, What needs to change is the type of fluid. Instead of plain water, certain functional drinks can give your body exactly what it needs at night. They can support your sleep hormones, calm your nervous system, reduce bladder irritation, and help your body recover while you rest. The shift is simple, the science behind it is clear, and the results for people over 60 have been consistently positive. There are 5 specific drinks that stand out above everything else for nighttime use in people over 60. Each one works in a different way, and each one brings something unique to the table. They will be covered in order, starting with the least powerful and building toward the most effective. Understanding how each one works will help you choose the right one for your specific situation. Whether your main issue is frequent waking, difficulty falling asleep, restless muscles, or poor sleep quality in general. Warm almond milk is the first option, and for many people it is a wonderful place to start. Almond milk, particularly the unsweetened variety, contains 2 things that are extremely valuable at night. The first is magnesium, which, as already explained, is essential for relaxing your muscles and calming your nervous system before sleep. The second is tryptophan, the amino acid that your body uses to produce serotonin and eventually melatonin. When you drink a small warm cup of almond milk about 60 to 90 minutes before bed, you are giving your brain the raw material it needs to increase melatonin production naturally. Many people who try this report falling asleep faster, sleeping more deeply, and waking up fewer times during the night. Almond milk also has the added benefit of being gentle on blood sugar, which is important for older adults who may experience blood sugar fluctuations during the night that can disrupt sleep. The warmth of the drink matters more than most people realize. Warm liquids have a naturally calming effect on the nervous system. They signal to your body that the day is over and it is time to wind down. Cold or room temperature drinks do not carry this signal in the same way. So when using almond milk or any of the other drinks on this list, always make it warm. Not boiling hot, but comfortably warm, the way you would enjoy a soothing cup of tea on a cold evening. That warmth itself becomes part of the signal your body receives that sleep is coming. The second drink on this list is chamomile tea, and it works in a completely different way from almond milk. Chamomile contains a specific compound called apigenin. This compound has a direct effect on the brain. It binds to what are called GABA receptors, which are the receptors in your brain responsible for reducing nerve activity. When apigenin attaches to these receptors, it produces a calming sedative effect. Your brain slows down. The racing thoughts that keep so many older adults awake at night begin to quiet. Anxiety decreases. The mental noise fades. Chamomile tea is particularly helpful for people whose sleep problems come from overthinking, worry, or a mind that simply refuses to switch off at the end of the day. It works within about 30 to 45 minutes of drinking it, which is why the 60 to 90-minute window before bed is the ideal time to use it. Many studies have looked at chamomile and its effect on sleep quality in older adults specifically. The results have been encouraging across the board. People who drink chamomile tea regularly before bed tend to fall asleep faster and experience fewer awakenings during the night. Some research has also noted a reduction in anxiety symptoms over time in people who make chamomile a consistent part of their evening routine. It is one of the most gentle and accessible options available, and because it is caffeine-free, it does not carry any of the risks that come with other herbal teas that some people mistakenly reach for at night. The third drink on this list is one that surprises many people when they first hear it suggested for sleep: coconut water. Most people think of coconut water as a sports drink, something you consume after exercise to replenish electrolytes. And that association is exactly what makes it valuable at night for people over 60. Coconut water is naturally rich in potassium, magnesium, and electrolytes. Potassium plays a very specific role in sleep health. It regulates the electrical signals in your nerves and muscles. When potassium levels are low, your legs may feel restless, your muscles may cramp in the night, and your nervous system stays in a heightened state that prevents deep sleep. Many older adults are quietly deficient in potassium without realizing it, and this deficiency shows up as poor sleep more than almost any other symptom. When using coconut water at night, it is important to drink it warm and to dilute it slightly with water. The natural sugars in coconut water are mild, but drinking it undiluted and cool can cause a slight spike in blood sugar for some people, which is the opposite of what you want before bed. Diluting it by about half and warming it removes this concern entirely. The magnesium and potassium work together to reduce bladder irritation, calm muscle tension, relax nerve signals, and create the kind of internal balance that allows deep sleep to happen naturally. This drink is especially useful for people who experience leg cramps, restless legs, or that uncomfortable wired feeling that makes it hard to settle down at night. The fourth drink on this list has been used for thousands of years in traditional medicine and is now supported by a growing body of modern research. It is golden milk, which is warm milk blended with turmeric and a small pinch of black pepper. The active compound in turmeric is called curcumin, and curcumin does something that very few natural substances can do effectively. It lowers cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone, the same hormone that floods your body when you face a threat or a deadline. In younger people, cortisol drops naturally in the evening as melatonin rises, but in people over 60, this balance is often disrupted. Cortisol stays elevated longer into the evening, keeping the brain alert and the nervous system activated at a time when both should be winding down. By reducing cortisol, golden milk removes one of the most common hidden barriers to sleep in older adults. When cortisol drops, your body is free to increase melatonin production. Your brain transitions more smoothly from wakefulness into sleep. You fall asleep more easily and you stay asleep longer. The addition of black pepper is not just for flavor. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which increases the body's ability to absorb curcumin by up to several times its normal rate. Without black pepper, much of the curcumin passes through without being absorbed. With black pepper, the full effect of the turmeric reaches your system and goes to work. Golden milk is also beneficial for joint pain and inflammation, which are common overnight complaints in people over 60 and another frequent cause of nighttime waking. Now comes the most powerful option on this entire list, the one with the strongest scientific evidence for improving deep sleep in older adults. That drink is either a simple gelatin drink or a warm cup of bone broth. Both are rich in one of the most overlooked sleep nutrients that exists, glycine. Glycine is an amino acid, and it has a profound effect on sleep that has been confirmed in multiple clinical studies. When you take glycine before sleep, it lowers your core body temperature. This is significant because your body temperature naturally needs to drop slightly for deep sleep to begin. Glycine accelerates this process. It also directly slows the heart rate and calms brain activity, pushing your body into the deeper stages of sleep that are the most restorative. In research studies, participants who received glycine before bed reported significantly improved sleep quality, less time taken to fall asleep, reduced daytime fatigue the following morning, and better memory and focus during the day. These were not small effects. They were meaningful and consistent. For people over 60 who are dealing with reduced sleep depth as a natural consequence of aging, glycine is essentially filling a gap that the body can no longer fill as easily on its own. Bone broth also contains collagen, which supports muscle and joint recovery during the night. Many people over 60 wake up stiff or sore, and collagen can help reduce this significantly over time. If bone broth is not practical, a small glass of warm water with a teaspoon of unflavored gelatin dissolved in it provides the same glycine benefit in a simple and inexpensive form. Now that all 5 drinks have been covered, there is one set of rules that applies to all of them equally and cannot be overlooked. The quantity must be kept small, between 100 and 150 milliliters, that is roughly half a cup. More than this increases the chance of a full bladder waking you up in the night. which is the exact problem you are trying to solve. The timing must be 60 to 90 minutes before you plan to sleep, not immediately before. This window gives your body time to absorb the beneficial nutrients and allows the fluid to move through your system before you lie down. Before you get into bed, use the bathroom. Empty your bladder completely so that your body is starting from the most comfortable position possible. The way you drink also matters. Do not swallow the drink quickly in 1 or 2 large gulps. Sip it slowly over 10 to 15 minutes. This slow sipping allows your body to absorb the nutrients more effectively, and it also extends the calming ritual of the drink itself. Many older adults find that having a warm drink as a slow, mindful ritual in the evening is one of the most powerful signals they can give their body that the day is truly over. It becomes part of a sleep routine, and consistent sleep routines are one of the most effective tools available for improving sleep quality at any age. Building this habit does not require changing everything at once. The most sustainable approach is to try one drink for an entire week before moving on to another. During that week, pay attention to how you feel. Notice whether you wake up fewer times during the night. Notice whether you feel more rested in the morning. Notice whether falling asleep feels easier. Keep it simple and consistent. The body responds to consistency far better than to occasional effort. When you find the drink that works best for you, make it part of your regular evening routine, the same way brushing your teeth is part of your routine. It becomes automatic, effortless, and deeply beneficial over time. There is something important to acknowledge here about the way sleep problems in older adults are often treated. Many doctors reach quickly for prescription sleep aids, and many people accept this as the only option available to them. But sleep medication carries real risks for people over 60. These medications can affect balance, increasing the risk of falls at night. They can impair memory. They can create dependency over time. And perhaps most importantly, they do not actually produce natural sleep. They produce sedation, which feels like sleep, but does not provide the same biological restoration that natural deep sleep provides. Waking up after medication-assisted sleep and waking up after genuine deep sleep are two very different experiences. The 5 drinks covered in this script work with your body rather than overriding it. They provide the raw materials your body needs to produce sleep hormones naturally, to relax your nervous system from within, and to maintain the physiological conditions that allow genuine, deep, restorative sleep to happen. There is no dependency, no side effects, no morning grogginess, and no long-term risk. Just nutrition, delivered in the right form, at the right time, in the right quantity. Sleep problems after 60 are extremely common, but they are not something you simply have to accept as an unchangeable part of getting older. The biological reasons behind poor sleep are real, but they are also addressable. The drop in melatonin can be partially compensated through tryptophan-rich drinks. The drop in antidiuretic hormone can be managed through the right timing and quantity of fluids. The loss of deep sleep stages can be supported through glycine. The elevated nighttime cortisol can be lowered through curcumin. The muscle tension and restless feelings can be resolved through magnesium and potassium. Every single one of these problems has a nutritional answer that fits neatly into a small warm cup held in your hands before bed. Your body has not given up on sleep. It simply needs different support than it did 30 years ago. The changes that come with age are not failures. They are shifts, and shifts can be responded to. When you understand what your body is missing at night and you provide exactly that, in a simple and consistent way, your sleep responds. People who make this one small change often report that within the first week they notice a difference. Within a month, many say their sleep has transformed in ways they did not expect. More energy in the morning, clearer thinking during the day, less irritability, better mood, stronger immunity. All of these things flow directly from genuine deep sleep, and all of them become available to you when you give your body what it actually needs at night. You do not need a prescription for any of this. You do not need to visit a specialist. You do not need to buy expensive supplements or follow a complicated program. You need one small warm drink, 60 to 90 minutes before bed, sipped slowly, followed by a quick trip to the bathroom before you pull back the covers. That is the entire intervention. Simple, affordable, safe, and deeply effective. Pick the drink that resonates most with your situation and begin tonight. Your body already knows how to sleep deeply. You just need to give it the right conditions to do so.